Yo, welcome to the stream. I'm back. Let's get it, guys. Well, actually, I'll be right back.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you follow this channel, no one's got their thumb on the Bitcoin market like I do. No one does. And sometimes I've made some pretty long projections. Made 2 weeks in advance when we were up here, right on point. The Chinese squeeze, on point. The leaf saying we were going to get high, we got high. The toilet, the poop, the diarrhea, the specific poop. The original, the double scrotum.
It'd be 3 in the morning and the straight still open. Never fall asleep or you'll wake up flopping groping. Your spirit shall be broken as they snatching up your tokens. The only way you're coping's with the weed you've been smoking. We're scalping like Indians, leveraging these millions. Trading in the dark so we looking like aliens. You know that I'll be gambling till I'm damn Blazarian. And the balls get hairier as the trades get scarier. And we do the Miley Coco, when these ETFs approve. We'll be skirting on them popos. And all these little minnows, 50x, and that's a no-no. Leverage like a fool, pretty soon you'll be a hobo. I got plenty of volume in my shorts. And when we hit that coke line, I got plenty of volume in my snorts. And if I ever go broke, I'll be flopping and groping in the Discord like popcorn. We are on the disciples of crypto face, trying to find our calling in this crypto space as we navigate daily through these crypto trades. Long live the ace of spades. We are all disciples of crypto face, trying to find our calling in this crypto space as we navigate daily through these crypto trades. Long live the ace of spades. We are all disciples of crypto face, trying to find our calling in this crypto space as we navigate daily through these crypto trades.
I water this tree, as some have said. I also need to wet my feet. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you follow this channel, no one's got their thumb on the Bitcoin market like I do. No one does. And sometimes I've made some pretty long projections. Made 2 weeks in advance when we were up here, right on point. The Chinese squeeze, on point. The leaf saying we were going to get high, we got high. The toilet, the poop, the diarrhea, the specific poop. The original, the double scrotum.
It'd be 3 in the morning and the straight still open. Never fall asleep or you'll wake up flopping groping. Your spirit shall be broken as they snatching up your tokens. The only way you're coping's with the weed you've been smoking. We're scalping like Indians, leveraging these millions. Trading in the dark so we looking like aliens. You know that I'll be gambling till I'm damn Blazarian. And the balls get hairier as the trades get scarier. And we do the Miley Coco, when these ETFs approve. We'll be skirting on them popos. And all these little minnows, 50x, and that's a no-no. Leverage like a fool, pretty soon you'll be a hobo. I got plenty of volume in my shorts. And when we hit that coke line, I got plenty of volume in my snorts. And if I ever go broke, I'll be flopping and groping in the Discord like popcorn. We are all disciples of crypto face, trying to find our calling in this crypto space as we navigate daily through these crypto trades. Long live the ace of spades. We are all disciples of crypto face, trying to find our calling in this crypto space as we navigate daily through these crypto trades. Long live the ace of spades. We are all disciples of crypto face, trying to find our calling in this crypto space as we navigate daily through these crypto trades.
I water this tree, as some have said. I also need to wet my feet. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you follow this channel, no one's got their thumb on the Bitcoin market like I do. No one does. And sometimes I've made some pretty long projections. Made 2 weeks in advance when we were up here, right on point. The Chinese squeeze, on point. The leaf saying we were going to get high, we got high. The toilet, the poop, the diarrhea, the specific poop. The original, the double scrotum.
It'd be 3 in the morning and the straight still open. Never fall asleep or you'll wake up flopping groping. Your spirit shall be broken.
How's everyone doing? Good to see you guys. We're back from Vegas. Vegas was sick. Man, I had the best collab with Crown, man. Not only did I go to his live event and it was awesome, but we also did this like push-up challenge together. We went into the desert and it was like 60-mile-per-hour winds. And we did this, we did these burpees together. I gotta show you guys this video real quick. Look at me flexing, you know. So we were in the desert, freaking getting it, man, getting that hard work done. That shit was awesome, man. So yeah, so we had a good time, me and Crown. We hadn't seen Crown in years, you know what I mean? Like, it was about time, like, we went and man, just like, you know, just hit it home with Crown again. So that was fun. And man, my time in Vegas was good. Had a little recharge. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me okay? How's the chat doing? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Awesome. Yeah, man. So Bitcoin, man, Bitcoin really shot back. Bitcoin really shot back, guys. So before Vegas, I was on Geo's stream and we were down here under the year-to-date anchor, the purple AVWAP line that we place on the start of the year. And so we fell below that line, and like I started thinking, you know, if we do fall below the year-to-date anchor, then there's a magnet down here, you know, at these lows. You know, Bitcoin on the macro chart has this kind of linear uptrend, right? And so I even have this little magnet here, like there was a magnet like pulling us down, you know, toward that linear support almost. You know, this is like the 100K for the bears, right? This is like the bearish, like psycho target down in Bitcoin hell in like the 30Ks and stuff. But since we're over the year-to-date anchor, I'm back into the mode of thinking like there's a magnet at 100K. You know what I'm saying? So we are bullish again right now from a anchored VWAP standpoint, from a year-to-date standpoint. The year's kind of been saved for the time being. In my VIP, I did call that I did not sell my Bitcoin at the crossing of the weekly wave below the 60 line. So I didn't tether Bitcoin this time. Like the last time we got this signal over here, I did tether, but my reasoning for not tethering it this time was because like that wasn't the top. Like last time I tethered, but that wasn't the top. We had a weekly divergence, and so I was telling people maybe a good time to get out would be if we got a larger weekly divergence, and just to be kind of patient with it. So I you know, I didn't like sell my Bitcoin and not tell anybody, or I didn't not sell my Bitcoin and not tell anybody. I just let everyone know, like, man, I'm holding this shit, you know, like whatever happens, happens. And also like the world is different now. Like I just feel like crypto's end game is within striking distance, and I can kind of see global adoption. Like we can kind of see it on the horizon, right? Like we have the ETFs and we have all these macro factors that are pointing toward it. And so, and yeah, so I don't know. I don't feel comfortable like tethering all my Bitcoin and owning no Bitcoin at this point in time. So I did hold, and then we did shoot back over the year-to-date anchor. Make sure you guys smash the like button, and yeah, thanks for tuning in. It's good to see you guys again. Gazgano, thanks for modding, man. Alex O'Crypto, good to see you, man. Mr. Dave, man, all you guys. Adam, Blue Green, Turbo Daddy, good to see you guys. Nightshade, good to see you, man. Good to see you. So from a chart perspective here, like a chart pattern perspective, Bitcoin was in this daily down channel right here. We had a couple anchor sentiments I just kind of slapped on. Like one that I slapped on was this low here. Another was this high on April 23rd. And the price has come over both of those anchors. We're also over the poop line. The poop line represents the market bottom from after the ETF dump. So our January 23rd bottom, this is that up only sentiment that we continue to ride over. And we did slip below that all the way underneath the year to date. But now we're back over the poop line again. We're back over these other anchors too, these blue anchors. And currently the push-up line is counting as resistance. There was definitely this short scalp at the Q2 anchor. So this is like, once again, this is like a major boss, a major challenge for us is this anchor that's slapped on April 1st, which is the Q2 anchor. And so, you know, even though I am back in like a bullish, like aiming for like looking at 100K, like 100K is in my scopes again for a little bit. I was like getting ready to lose faith in that in like the medium term, you know. But as long as we're over the year to date, I think it's possible. You know, I think it's possible that we continue. The bull market continues, or at least we hold sideways and grind on top of these levels. Another thing is like crypto's been facing a whole lot of FUD, and the prices are still over 60K. Like these prices are still crazy, despite them seemingly throwing everything in the book at us. I was watching a crypto zombie video today, and he was mentioning the Grayscale ETF flows. And so, as you guys know, out of all the ETFs, Grayscale was the one selling the most. Like they're like a vampire, like sucking the blood out of the bull run. And they kind of deserve to do that. They were, you know, they saved Bitcoin at these lows. Now we're at a break-even point where Bitcoin's no longer at a discount. And so it was a great point to sell into all of the Titanic rescue phase hype, you know. But today was a really important day. In the zombie video, I like he mentioned that today was the first day since January that Grayscale had inflows instead of outflows. So it might be the start of something with Grayscale, might not. But today was just the first day that Grayscale stopped dumping on the market, and so. I mean, we're going to see like how much of an effect that had on this price action, because they were definitely like probably the biggest seller, you know. So yeah, so it seems like we're breaking out of this down channel, right? It seems like we're reclaiming some of these volume weighted anchors. What's interesting is that, you know, if we go on to like these scalping time frames, we came up and we had a pretty scary bear div, right? We see these bearish divergences playing out, but so far they haven't dumped below these kind of medium term anchors, you know, like the poop line and these blue anchors here. We haven't really, you know, it wasn't like a as forceful of a crackdown as you would have thought. And so yeah, so like the poop line area is kind of holding right now, and so yeah, we're kind of wedged in between here. You know, the trading environment for you guys is still a little bit wonky, right? Because we do have that bullish yearly bias now that we're back over the year to date, but we're still under the Q2 anchor. And so as long as we're under the Q2 anchor, there's gonna be short scalps, and it's gonna be a fight. We're in the gulag, as evidenced by this short that played out at that Q2 anchor. That is the level to watch. You know, it's like when we started pumping, it's like, where do we go to, right? We test the quarterly sentiment. We go from the yearly sentiment to the quarterly sentiment. And so, man, these anchored VWAPs are really killing it. And Nightshade, dude, you've been killing it, man. I've been seeing the videos you've been posting. I've been seeing the push-ups, man. I'm super proud to have you. Man, I don't mind reblogging your stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm just, I think it's cool that you started YouTube and stuff, man. I like your videos, so keep that shit up, man. Thanks for doing the TA and the Discord, too. But yeah, man, so that's where I'm at with Bitcoin. One thing that really caught me off guard, guys, was I looked at the S&P 500. Look what the S&P 500 is doing. So this is kind of a simplified outlook of the S&P, because we're going to keep it simple. But we got the year-to-date anchor down here, right? And then you got the quarter two sentiment, which started on April 1st. And not only did we have this clean bottom on that year to date, it looks really healthy. Like it's just like a nice little, we found demand down there, you know, and so we came up and definitely like found some supply at that quarterly anchor. And the S&P did have a short, retested the year to date, and then continued up, and we shot through that quarter two anchor, and now we're over the quarter two anchor in a very bullish posture here until further notice. So I don't really want to zoom in too much more than this, just for the sake of keeping things simple. But as for the time being, look at this. The S&P is looking quite bullish here, guys. We're out of the gulag, right? We're over the quarter two sentiment. We're over the year to date. So far, this is looking like a healthy bounce on the year to date for the S&P. Now, a lot of people were very bearish on the S&P, saying this is the correction, right? I kind of felt like they were wrong the whole time, you know, because that, you know, that would coincide with like this bond, the treasury bonds uninverting and shit, and like that's like a larger problem, you know, the S&P dying. You know, I never really thought that this correction was going to be the S&P dying. You know, I've been telling you guys, like, it's probably going to find some support around the year to date, and it did. You know, it's crazy watching it play out and just come over the quarterly sentiment and just kind of bounce up like this. So the S&P is in a nice bullish posture here with not much volume weighted average price resistance. There's no anchors overhead. Now all we got to deal with is the technical price levels here of the all-time high, and that's pretty much it. After that, we're in price discovery. So good news for the stocks. Let's check. This isn't the right NASDAQ chart. I learned that, by the way. You gotta do QQQ because stock market traders are a bunch of crybabies. But yeah, so the NASDAQ came back too. Remember we said the NASDAQ was kind of underperforming in regards to its year-to-date anchor, but not anymore. That shit rallied back up, and we are back over all the anchors. We're over all VWAPs. It's a good, strong posture to be in. Yeah. So that's the state of the traditional markets right now. If we look at ETH BTC, this was something we were really looking at. Unfortunately, guys, we had a run up past that Q2 anchor, right? It looked like we were going to come up and test these other longer term anchors, but we did slam back down. And so ETH had a little bit of like a surge over the Q2 anchor, which I thought would coincide with ETH having an extended run, but it looks like that's not the case. It looks like we got slammed back down under the Q2 anchor, and ETH is kind of back in the doldrums. So ETH had a little bit of a pop, but nothing crazy. It now has to once again build some support in a larger case for me to be bullish on ETH in regards to Bitcoin. So ETH had a little bit of time in the sun, but it hasn't really done what we expected it to do, at least not quite yet. If I look at the actual ETH chart, let's see here. I didn't really plan what I was gonna do. I didn't even look at ETH yet, but we'll put an anchor on Q2, and we'll put an anchor on the start of the year. Looks like it's lagging behind the stock markets, right? So I mean, it's, you know, we're basically at the year to date, kind of proving itself at the year to date, still under the quarterly sentiment. So yeah, Bitcoin has like a wider gap between its Q2 and its year to date, whereas if you look at Ethereum, they're very close together. And so ETH might kind of be stuck in here, kind of getting squeezed into this midline here, squeezed like a turd here. And I don't know, ETH there might be a big pop coming for ETH. I mean, I'm not really sure, but that's what we're dealing with ETH. If I look at ETH on the weekly, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see any kind of real evidence of strength quite yet. So ETH not really looking as good as so when I look at Bitcoin on the weekly, if we go back, we see a little bit of evidence of this blue wave turning up, which is going to be an interesting this week that we're in. This weekly close really matters, right? Because like we just got this kind of bullish looking hammer. It's like a bull hammer, you know. And so are we going to get a green candle on this weekly and redeem the weekly blue wave? That would be huge. That would be huge. If we do get a green candle, that pretty much means that we overcome the Q2 volume weighted average price as well this week, which means, man, bear pig, you're asking when long. That would be the swing long moment right there. If we can overcome Q2, and now Bitcoin's price is over Q2's anchored VWAP. It's over the year to date anchored VWAP. Now you got two big macro cards stacking in your favor, right? Now all you need is just a wave reading from Cipher B, and you've got everything you need for a swing trade, you know? So that's kind of my ape territory, is the April anchor, that Q2 anchor, that red line right there. If we can get over about 65K, about 65K, then we kind of get more bullish, you know. There's a couple resistances overhead, but I don't really think this line is going to be, this line from this correction, this orange line, not sure if that's going to be relevant anymore, but we'll keep it for now. Yeah, we'll keep it for now. Yeah, so that was pretty much my like intro spiel here before we go into anything else. Mickey says today bullish, tomorrow bearish. Bro, zoom out, it's a tricky situation, but my macro says lows around May. Yeah, I'm just going by what I see, bro. The anchored VWAPs tell me everything I gotta know. If we're over the year-to-date anchor, then that's the idea that it's a bullish year for Bitcoin. If we're underneath it, then my stance will change. But as of right now, you got price action over the anchor. It's not sloped down. You can't be that strong of a bear yet in the current market. But I will say that we still have to contend with Q2. So yeah, we're not out of the woods yet until we get out of the gulag, man. But I haven't been streaming for the last week, and so you can't say I'm flip-flopping. I've just been watching it for the last week. So don't put what everyone else is doing and saying on me, man. Like, you know. So when I was on that Geo stream, we were under the year to date. We were looking like it was slumping over, you know. And so we had a little discussion about, you know, how the environment could change if the year to date became resistance, and the Q2 gulag was just working together with the year to date to slam Bitcoin down lower. It looks like we found some demand. It looks like some buyers came in. Grayscale inflows like just started out of nowhere. You know, grayscale starts inflowing instead of outflowing, and so things change, man. Yes, that's what happens in markets, bro. It's not really my opinion that I'm like even talking about here. Like, my opinion is it's going to 100K and I'm a bull, you know. But what I try to do for you guys is just kind of use the anchors and apply what I know about biases and try to stack these biases on top of each other for you guys and just communicate what I'm seeing. Let's see. Mickey says under 55 will be macro bearish. I would say yes. I would actually say under 59,470 you start thinking macro bearish. At the current moment, if we slam back down under the year-to-date anchor, we go back into freak mode. You know, it's kind of freaky down there. We definitely want to hold these higher lows. We want to break above. I mean, look what the Q2 anchor's done. We tried to break out, right? But we shorted it here. I mean, it was a short there, now a little short scalp here. I feel like it's nice that the bulls are assaulting the Q2 anchor, trying to break out of it. That is a nice sign. That's what the most that we could hope for. You know, all we can hope is that it does find a higher low and it batters down the gates, and we get past that Q2 anchor and we enter clear skies. But I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Mickey says, CF said something about ETFs booking profits that might be tricky. Well, so what I just said is that the Grayscale ETF is the biggest seller, right? We were at these break-even points. If you look at the weekly chart, we come up to the rescue level, right? We're at the old all-time high. Bitcoin's not on discount anymore. Grayscale was down here saving Bitcoin, doing all the dirty work. So Grayscale's clients deserve some profits. It was also earnings season. You know what I'm saying? And so it was a good time to sell into the FOMO, and Grayscale did just that. But today was the first day that Grayscale is now showing inflows. So basically one of the biggest sellers in the market is, at least from today, who knows what they do tomorrow. But it could be the start of a shift where Grayscale is no longer sucking the blood of the bull market, and they might be on the side of the other ETFs, which have been more inflowy, you know, more FOMO-y, trying to get more Bitcoin and stuff. Oh, and I don't take it personal, Mickey. No, I mean, I'm definitely, you know, yeah, I appreciate the questions, man. Anthony says, all I know is the only pump comparable to the pump in BTC we'll see at some point this year is my biceps, because I be getting swole. Dude, hell yeah, man. You doing curls, man? Or you doing chin-ups, Anthony T, man? Anthony Testosterone, is that what T stands for, bro? Good for you, bro. Hell yeah, man. Keep pumping, bro. Keep pumping the markets. Zeed says, what about the 1 week, 2 weeks, and monthly red dots? Okay, let's take a look. So on the weekly, we don't see a red dot. If anything, we see a little bit of the downslope of the blue wave slowing down. So it's still looking like it's downsloped, but a little bit of a pinch. But we did get this bullish hammery candle here on the weekly. If we flip to Heiken Ashi, it looks like this week that we're currently in has a chance to flip the Heiken Ashi if we can hold above these poop line levels here. And I mean, there's a chance that this flips and the wave actually gets a green dot here. If we look at the 2 week, the red dot has had some time to play out. If something bubbles up from below, then this could turn back up. The thing is about this, Zeed, is that we're over the 60 line, right? So unlike the weekly lost its runaway train status. So this is kind of a bit of a gamble to ask for a rising knife to the upside on the weekly with the momentum now losing its runaway train status. But on the 2 week chart, we still have that. We still have that runaway train over 60 level of momentum. And so, yes, we got a red dot, which is a little bit of a conflicting sign. Definitely a concerning sign. It is possible that this turns up at here because we've seen things like that happen in the past. If we look at Bitcoin's past, you see very large blobs over the 60 line that can just turn around on a moment's notice, depending on macro factors. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So that's my take on the 2 week. It's 100%. It's concerning, bro. 100%. But also we're over the 60 line. So when we look at the monthly, this is goofy, man. This is pretty some goofy shit. If this month closes like this is not good. But it looks like this red dot isn't confirmed, right, guys? So if the red dot was confirmed, it would be one candle to the left. But it looks like this is within the realm of being saved. But that's definitely a concerning monthly chart with that yellow oscillator about to cross zero. Yeah. And you do have this overall kind of bearish divergence here. So that's kind of like an overall concern for just the shape of the chart and the shape of the waves. But it could continue to diverge while going up because ultimately price is king. But yeah, this is definitely a concerning red dot. We really need to overcome the Q2 anchor and start flipping shit bullish in a big way in a pretty short time frame here. Not gonna lie, guys. But we are over that year-to-date anchor, so far it's still a good year for Bitcoin. Yeah. One's in the chat if you guys think the bulls are back, and two in the chat if you think this is just a bull trap. You know, is this puncturing of the year to date an ill omen? And is this one of the last chances to sell in May before you got to walk away? You put two if you're still on that sell in May, walk away bandwagon, and you're still thinking maybe this is like a bull trap. One, if you're a raging bull tard who just thinks this is going to puncture that Q2 anchor and just go to the moon, baby. All right, we got a bunch of trolls and monkeys. You guys are putting all these random numbers. But yeah, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, week 1. You guys are hella like 50-50 on this, you know? Yeah. You guys are, okay, we got some more ones. You know, don't just be hopeful, just to give, don't be trying to make me feel better about my push-up challenge. Like, try to be non-biased, you know? Man Bear Pig says, I already done sold and walked away, just here for the vibes. Good, man. You know, honestly, you deserve it, man. You've probably been holding Bitcoin It's earnings seasons, man. It's like, enjoy your summer. You know, your exposure, the US dollar hasn't collapsed yet. You can get back into Bitcoin. Like, it's not like you have to soak up every dollar of growth in your exposure to an asset. Like, you can jump in and out as long as you're making money this year. You know, it really doesn't matter. You don't got to be such a purist or feel so bad that you got out to reduce risk and then get back in later when you have clear skies, when there is a clear momentum play on Bitcoin. Right now there's not. Yes, we have a bullish kind of posturing on the year to date, but we're still under Q2. I mean, this Q2 could end up getting worse for us still. So yeah, that's my take. We got a lot of cards still mixed, right? Not only from a Market Cipher B standpoint, but from an anchored VWAP standpoint. So both of my tools, the anchored VWAP and Market Cipher B, are still showing conflicting signs. So yeah, that's the environment that we're in. It means you know, it's not the time it's never the time to risk too much like an animal, but doubly so, it's a time to be careful, to be cautious, to you know, just understand that this is kind of scalp mode, you know what I mean? Like, we're in all these sentiments here still, so I would say that it's like scalping is definitely favored in this kind of environment here. And CF has been trading, and he's kind of been scalping too, just because he's like, now he's a natural at kind of gauging, you know, the environment. His streams have been hilarious lately too, man. Yeah, so Man Bear Pig, no shame in the sell and may walk away, man. It was a good, Bitcoin's done really good, and take a little profit, man. Yeah. We'll look at some altcoins in a little bit here. Really love your guys' answers on the 1s and 2s. I love that we're all so mixed. It's not anyone's fault that it's such mixed signals and everyone's all over the place. You go to sleep, wake up, and the narrative is changed. It's flipped on its head. It's just the signs. That's the environment that we're in, you know. When things get more clear skies, whether it's up or down, those windows come. And so this phase that we're in of uncertainty, there will come a point of unified clarity, and then I begin to sound like everyone else, you know, like my message of like unhindered bullishness will just sound like every other asshole out there, and you'll probably take it for granted, you know. But in my opinion, when we go above these anchors here, if we can get past, like, you know, the Q2 at 65, even get past these other anchors and start really coming up back into the 70Ks, like, there's not really much slowing us down, man. I actually kind of think if we go up to 75, if we come up here, things might start getting crazy, because the last 25K is kind of not really that big of a, that's not really that tall of an order, man. I mean, we're not that far from 100K, man. Not gonna lie. Man, look at the 2-day. You got a little bit of a hidden div that hasn't fully like played out on the 2-day here. You got this lower wave with that higher price, the higher lows in price on the 2-day. What about the 3-day? You have like a kind of a complementary hidden bull div here. You guys see that little trigger wave on the 3-day here. You see a hike and a she flipping on the 3-day right here. That was a good little flip of the hike and a she. Let's look at standard candles. Technically like an engulfing candle, just barely. Right there, it kind of engulfed the open of it did engulf the open of the previous candle there, and it actually engulfed the previous 2 candle opens. So that's an interesting. The 3-day looks pretty bullish, guys, not gonna lie. Look at that with the yellow oscillator crossing up, RSI's turning up over the 60 line, and the hidden div with these little trigger waves. Mickey says past 68, clear skies. Yeah, that's pretty much what the anchors are telling us, man. 65 to, honestly, yeah, I mean 65 to 66,700 ish. Once we get past, if we can just get to like 67k, there's not really much stopping it from a volume weighted. Like a lot of volume is in the bull's favor at that point. Man Bear Pig says we're already hit 100k in Canada. Yeah, I mean, if you gauge Bitcoin in the dollars of other countries, it's already got crazy prices. That's why I think it could reach crazy prices in America. Enlightened one. I guess so is my challenge over then? Because in some random country, Bitcoin's already like $50 million or something. Like, can I just quit whenever I want then? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it pegged to the US dollar. I'm trying to go hard, man. I'm trying to get jacked. I don't really want 100k to happen this quick. I'm not ready for this shit. I still got a stomach, man. I'm trying to get a six-pack and like do a bunch of burpees, and I want this shit to go for like at least a year. What the hell, man? I wanted more time for the common man to get into this stuff. I wanted to have a bigger YouTube channel, and like I want it to be like more important by the time we hit 100k. Like, this sucks, man. This sucks. If it goes to 100k like soon, I wasn't ready for it, man. The regrets, bro. The regrets of not starting this shit sooner, man. I hope this shit dumps, man. Honestly, I'm a bear now. But yeah, we're thugging it. We're thugging it. Clate the Great, good to see you in, man. Man Bear Pig says you're an inspiration. Thank you, bro. It comes automatic, man, you know. I'm trying to inspire my brother, trying to inspire you guys. Got some things to prove in my own self, you know. But I feel everyone around me raising up. I feel you guys coming up and participating in the markets, and like with, you know, doing better in your lives. Better market participation. Like if this was a classroom, some of you guys got like 100% attendance, like we're back in school. Like, yeah, you guys are passionate to come and look at charts. That's crazy, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, so that, I mean, I count that as a success, you know. That's a success. Makes me happy. James Roy, good to have you in, bro. Says hanging leg raises. Oh man, you know, my core is pretty strong, even though I got a stomach. Like, my core is strong, bro. Like, if I can just shred down and start eating more clean and counting my calories instead of slacking, I got a six-pack in there, bro. I've been working out my other parts of my body, not just the push-ups, you know. I just don't want to film more than I have to. Like, I have to film the proof of work of the push-ups for the challenge. Sometimes I'll post like pictures. I'll post on Instagram like some slides of me doing leg day and stuff, you know. I'll keep it on the Instagram. Anthony T says abs are made in the kitchen, man. That's true, man. Profits are made on the exchange, not on the chart. Abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. That's real talk, man. But as you guys know, I'm a chartist. I'm a chart Bitcoin analyst and market cipher educator, and man, handling the operations, man. I got a different role so far in this bull run, at least lately, that I have in previous runs. In the last bull cycle, I was definitely an Ethereum scalp trader, you know. This time around, I've been kind of here for other people, like here for my brother. You know, here being like more consistent with my streams and stuff. But yeah, I really want this to go bullish, you know what I'm saying? So I can just catch some momentum, some leveraged momentum plays, and just get the easy pickings, you know, when it starts really running. That's when I'm gonna whip out the leverage. I got the Palu ID ready to go. I got capital on the side waiting. Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm just like kind of cautious when it comes to leverage trading this time around. You know, I got it safe and good. I'm eating good. I'm a fat cat over here, man. I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled old FG, man. Yeah. Nonsense says the last year's gone by so quickly, man. It for sure did, man. 2023 was a tough year, a year of hard work, just like what Bitcoin did, man. Like, it was that slow grind that you don't notice, but it was the slow linear up grind, right? 2024 came out with a bang, but now then it slowed down, right? So now 2024 is like we're getting the hard work portion of 2024, but I don't think the bang is quite over in this year. Might get some more crazy action, man. It's election season. Rye Guy says, can you look at the S&P on the monthly? All right, let's look at the S&P on the monthly. All right, we're going to compare January 2022 to now. Okay. Okay, got you, man. So you're just comparing like the recent top, right, to what we see now. I already know. Okay, I already know what you're looking at here. The RSI is losing that. So what I teach with our RSIs, guys, is for oversold. I teach that the 12 level, I back tested this with NickCipher, and like right around that 12 level down here, that's that oversold level that you want to catch those longs at when it bullishly crosses over 12. And the flip side of that would be, what would that be? 88. So right here at 88 here. So 12 and 88 are our levels. So when the RSIs cross below 88, typically you get that correction. You see the RSIs are losing market strength, right? If you cross down below that 88 level. So you can see how in January of 22, bro, we crossed below 88 and we did see some extended monthly correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months of down when the RSIs lost that 88 level, bro. Yes. And so, yeah, I mean, we're right here on the cusp. If we get a bad month, I mean, a month is a long time, you know what I'm saying? We've got all of May to either go up or down, you know what I mean? But yeah, if May is a down month, if April and May both suck, that would definitely hit the market, the RSIs, the market strength substantially. We might see the RSIs lose the 88 level, and that would coincide with this red dot here on the S&P. It would coincide with, you know, the larger blue wave divergence that's been stacking up, and we might see correction, bro. Might see some correction for sure, man. As of right now, what's the data that we have now? The data that we have now is that currently we're over the 2024 sentiment. You know, we're over the quarterly sentiment. So right now it's clear skies, but we have to continue monitoring this. We know what's in the cards if we lose this bullish posturing, right? If we slip below Q2, if we slip below the year to date, and all of a sudden these cards are stacked in the medium term or whatever you call this term. This is still long term for me, but you're thinking very long term. You're thinking like macro, you know? But yeah, if we lose this kind of posturing up here, like you know what's in the cards, right? Because we've seen what's happened in the past. Yeah. Teetering on the precipice. Hagrid says Granny Allen gonna pump it for the boys. Yeah, man. Yeah, did we just see, like, I mean, I say this a lot because this is what Brian Shannon said in his book. I learned this from him. He said price is king. You know, oscillators can continue to diverge, and you want to avoid like statements like the price is a lie and the oscillators are the truth of what's really going to happen, because the price is what's actually happening, right? So the oscillators, you know, can continue to diverge and continue to look weird, and yet price can continue to go up, you know? Price is king, you know what I'm saying? if you got an umbrella and you're getting rained on still, it's like you didn't account for the wind, bro. The rain's coming at you sideways, you know? So sometimes reality, the harsh truth of reality, can subvert our expectations. It can subvert what should happen. Remember, what is happening is more important than what should happen. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that what is happening is we're showing some bullish strength, you know? But if this changes, then what should happen will happen, you know? OG Blockchain, man, good to have you in, man. Looking forward to our call. Yeah, man, good to have you in. Preaching these VWAP truths, man. Hell yeah. S&P 5-day, blue wave looking like it's pinching up. Yellow oscillator crossing zero. Let's look at the 3-day. Got a little nodule trigger wave with that yellow oscillator again crossing up. Just a crazy bullish pump off the year to date. You know, the year to date, at the very least, is a really great swing. It was a really great swing trade, swing long, you know. So you got to hand it to FG, giving you the levels, the important levels to work from. I mean, look at that big red candle. It dumps from the Q2 sentiment down to the year to date. You know, it's like it's surgical what's going on in these markets, actually. Not that you should blindly trust an anchor. You definitely want to gauge, you know, you want to gauge what the price does at that level. You know, like, I mean, you could have longed at the year to date because you really trust it, but we did come lower there on Bitcoin. So you always want to, like, just make sure you're looking at the candles. How is the price responding at these critical volume weighted average price support, these supports and these dynamic supports and resistances? They do play out, but sometimes not how you'd expect. What I notice is that, like, the downward anchors are usually really, like, the bearish anchors in like a bull run. When you get these, like, medium term downtrends in a bull run, the bearish anchors are like really good shorts. You know what I'm saying? Or they're at least, it's that level where if you are, like, buying the dip, it's that level where you want to take profit right before it, like, goes down to a lower one. All right, so let's get into altcoins here. I'm gonna take a quick little, like, 2-minute break. Rye Guy asked a question. He says, does your brother mess with anchored VWAP? Nope, dude. Anchored VWAP is my own thing. It's my own thing. I don't even know anyone in crypto who messes with anchored VWAPs, man. It's like my own thing. And so, yeah, it's just tweeting what the price is doing around the anchored VWAPs. I feel like I'm adding a lot to the space because, like, a lot of people don't use this stuff. But it seems I mean, as you guys have seen watching me, I've got, like, dozens and dozens of streams now. We've been calling, like, moves off these anchors since like back here, you know. Those, like, I put a video out. These are the levels you got to look for next couple months, and I haven't changed these lines. You guys pop into the stream and it's just, what are things looking like with FG's lines again? And we're still in here, man, still in the gulag. But yeah, let me get another drink and I'll be right back, and then we'll go over some altcoins, and then we'll cut the stream after that. We'll keep it simple. right. So I'm going to open the floor to altcoins. Give me your favorite altcoins. Let's avoid deck screener for now. Let's keep it to trading view, and let's just do some market cipher analysis on your guys' favorite trading view charts. This drink is a juicer too, man. I got like 3 scoops of protein, fiber, creatine, collagen, and I just took my vitamins. Okay. All right, we're gonna look at Gala. Let's look at the perpetuals here on Bybit. Goldeneye, what kind of, you want to do like a macro? We'll slap an anchor on April, right? So we got the Q2 anchor. It looks like it is banging its head on that Q2 anchor, just like Bitcoin. So far, Gala is acting very similar to Bitcoin in that we are banging our head on Q2. Now, how are we looking at this from a year-to-date standpoint? Oh, look at that. Interesting. So Gala, interestingly, is underneath both of these for now. So this is a slightly more bearish kind of stance to be in, being under the year-to-date and the Q2. That being said, these are very close together. It is possible that if Bitcoin pumps, this could overcome this, you know. But this isn't really the best stance to be in from a volume-weighted average price standpoint underneath these lines like this. Not the best, I will say. Money flow, it's not like we're getting like some thick in the green macro money flow or anything like that. It's not an inherently bullish environment in terms of like the money flow. On this 5-day, you see a good scooping of the money flow, but I don't know, the green kind of pinched back down. It looks similar to Bitcoin in that at least it's battering the Q2 sentiment, and so yeah, it's just in that slightly bearish. The chart itself doesn't look as healthy, right? And that matters in trading because like the money will flow to the better looking chart, you know. So I'm happy to tell you that this chart doesn't look the most bullish, man. It's like there's other coins where we're over the year to date. So hopefully that's a good enough read on Gala for you. Rye Guy says INJ. He's long on INJ. Okay. INJ, we're far away from the Q2 anchor, and so we got a lot of work to do. Looks like it's been lagging behind on you, man. We put an anchor on that Q2 and we're not even there yet. Looks like no real bull div, but you see this otter claw. I don't know if the otter gang, I don't know if Alex O'Crypto's in here, but got this otter paw kind of wave formation. It did get a bullish RSI, like long up here, interestingly enough, and then it like dumps down and creates this like insane RSI divergence where the price comes way lower, but the RSI kind of holds firm there and then crosses over 12. But yeah, INJ not battering Q2 like the other coins like you would wish it would. And also look at that, man. This is a different looking chart than a lot of cryptos. INJ is very much under its year-to-date anchor, and so the volume is actually pushing this down. Yeah, it's really not looking the best. You would get, if we can overcome that Q2, you get that extra like boost. It's almost like a Mario Kart speed boost that gives you that power that you need to test the year-to-date, so like it's almost like there's a little bit of a rescue or you get some buoyancy in this market if we can get over that Q2. Right now though, it's bearing down on top of you, man. So kind of a speculative long, bro. There's not really much that would have made me long that from a big anchor standpoint. But I mean, you do see on some of these other time frames, like the 5-day, you know, maybe that yellow oscillator will turn up on you eventually. Maybe the blue wave turns up for you. You know, this weekly looks like, yeah, it's a little knife catchy, bro, not gonna lie, but you could be onto something, you know. But anchored VWAPs do kind of get you in the mode of like getting in on strength after the dip. And so this is not the best way of looking at charts if you're trying to catch a big old knife, you know. So on this, it's kind of in that kind of night. If you're trying to long this, you know what I'm saying, it's a little speculative. Pepe, let's look at some Pepe. Let's look at the MEXC chart. So, man, Pepe, out of all the coins we looked at, even Bitcoin, right off the bat, zooming on top of the Q2. So, like, look at that. Like, we come over the Q2 anchor, boom. You know, the candle wicks below and then closes, like, above it and stuff, and it's just playing by the rules. A little bit of turbulence here at the current moment. You know, you see, like, this is actually a hidden bear div going on the daily right now, bro. So, like, the wave has come up higher, but look at the price, how the price has kind of actually come down lower. And so, not sure if this is just a failed Buzz Lightyear trying to fly out the window, Pepe, and we may fall back under the Q2, or if we just have to find some support on Q2 and go higher on Pepe. Not really sure. But actually, I see some hidden bearish divergence here on the daily. So Pepe had a bit of a run. It is, you know, out of the gulag. Are the dogs chasing it? Not sure, man. The dogs might be chasing it, even though it's escaped the gulag. But some good volatility on Pepe. And overall, this is a strong posturing. It's good that it's trying to overcome its Q2 and actually finding some success. So, I mean, Pepe's been an overachiever, man, since it freaking was created, man. There's so many other little Pepes too, like all these, there was like millions of Pepe coins. And this is just the one that made it, bro. It was like little sperms like wriggling toward the egg, and like this is just the one Pepe that made it, bro. There's a Pepe for every emotion. There's a sad Pep, there's sad Pepes, angry Pepes, racist Pepes. There's a Pepe for all your desires, man. But yeah, like Pepe's chart is just a great chart. You know, the price action, like look at the year to date. You know, we did dump below that year to date and it looked a little scary, but then we rally, boom. You know, we overcome that Q2 and then we get a long, we get the tap of support and then another long. And so this is looking healthy so far. It just needs to, looks like it just needs to cool off. You clearly see a higher high here with the 12-hour momentum falling down. So, and if you look at the overall market, you know, look how this is kind of Bart Simpson-y, bro. See how like this is a flat Bart Simpson-y kind of top, and you see the waves overall trending down. You see the money flow overall coming down. So, you know, this something magical could happen if Bitcoin turns bullish, you know, but at the same time, I'd be very concerned if Pepe slips below these anchors here, the Q2 anchor and the year to date. You might be looking at like some sort of crazy Bart Simpson level like correction, you know. So be very mindful. Set your like, you know, don't just, I would not just like hold Pepe and just hope it grows. Like if Pepe lost its year to date, I wouldn't want to get wrecked in that Pepe investment. All right, let's look at Avalanche. I got a feeling like this is not going to look too hot. Okay, so we have come up. We are battering the Q2 sentiment. Looking a little bit like Bitcoin in that regard. But we're under the year to date. So each coin has its own little twist and flavor, man. This is interesting, man. But honestly, it's speculative to long when the volume is favored in favor of the bears, you know. So that being said, these RSIs did cool off pretty good amount. Did they come to 12? They didn't really go under 12 and give us that bullish cross. They kind of just landed on top of 12. Would be nice if they came down a little bit lower, gave us that 12 reading. If you overcame Q2, that would be a straight shot up to the year to date, but that's not really that wide of a margin. And so if you just waited for this to go past 43, you know, it becomes a lot better for you. All right, let's look at the next one. Let's look at what is this, Caspa? All right, we're looking at Caspa here. Caspa looking like, you know, even though it's under its Q2, looks like there's a bit of a bull div going on here that you might be able to catch a ride back up to the Q2 because you see the price coming down, right? Price is coming down, but the waves are trending up. And so, yes, it's got a ways to go before it officially batters Q2, but it is like looking like it really wants to. So maybe that's a little window of opportunity there to kind of, you know, knife catch that, do a little bit of dirty work for this market, and you might be able to catch a little long there. Not financial advice. From the year-to-date standpoint, how are we looking? Okay, so far, you know, it looked like it was going to have a good year, right? But then we slipped below, and so we got some work to do before it looks like 2024 is Caspa's year, you know? So far, it's underperforming. Drop of truth in the sea of lies, man, you know? Gotta own more Bitcoin, less shit coins. All right, we're looking at Zeta Chain. Man, just looking at this daily, bro. Look at that nodule with the spiky, big old wave there with that yellow oscillator crossing down. Man, it's looking a little precarious, but let's see what we got. Let's see what we're working with here. Slap an anchor on April, and we did sharply come over that Q2 anchor. Looking like it needs to cool off and find some support down at 1.45-ish, you know, right on that anchor there. And we don't have a year to date, but if we slap one just right on the beginning of the chart, that's actually where we pumped up to. So we tested the sentiment from the anchor of the beginning of the chart here. You know, it's about as good as you can get for like a macro anchored VWAP. So it looks like it needs to kind of range in here, looking for this to undulate a little bit, hopefully find some support on the Q2 anchor. If it slips below, all of a sudden you've got both those anchors overhead. It looks a lot more bearish. But if you can monitor this, you know, you could either short scalp this down to Q2, or you could monitor it, just like let it, you know, wait it out, see if it goes down there and dredges out a little bit of a bottom and looks a little stronger. Right now, there's just there's a lack of data here, you know. Hagrid's talking about Solana, so we'll look at Solano. Solano is let's see, Solano. Doing a good job tackling Q2. Still need to get over it. But it looks like it's doing a decent job. The wave still has not shown really like a sign of tiring yet. Looks like our RSIs came down, created this kind of like bull divergence, double bottom kind of formation here. RSIs on the daily came down lower than they have in a long time. So, I mean, you have, for instance, like a hidden bull div just with the RSI. As you see, like, look at the purple RSI. how it came down lower, but the price is higher. So like RSI is looking decent, but you still got this like overall money flow bearish divergence. And if we do an anchor on the start of the year, looks like Solana found some good support on that year-to-date anchor. Maybe it's got a range a little bit in between here, but the RSIs look pretty good. Got a solid blue wave reading. The chart doesn't, like, you know, the waves aren't giving like a textbook, you know, like long entry, but I don't know. There's some things I like about this chart. Like this, here's a hidden bull div right here, you know, where you get that nice deep anchor wave here, and then like a trigger wave that's like attached to it. It's like a conjoined ugly twin, you know, and you get this like lower, this big momentum push down despite higher prices. So Solana's showing some good strength and kind of matching Bitcoin in terms of the anchored VWAP standpoint. Is as much as I like to shit on Solana, you know, the chart's looking okay. All right, let's check Rune on the 4 hour in 1 day. So we're going to do our anchors here. So we're going to do the Q2 and the year to date. We're under both of them. So any kind of long here would be rather speculative. But you did get some nice low RSIs, just like a lot of other coins. Getting a second deep cut of red money flow here. You know, if this money flow can continue to trend up and we overcome, you know, the Q2, that would be a much better outlook on this. But as of right now, it's kind of in a bearish stance. If I look at the 4 hour, is there any evidence that this could come up, or is it looking bearish? I would say that it actually is kind of looking a bit bearish. Like you see like the higher wave of momentum, but the price is lower, right? And so a little bit of hidden bear div going on here on the 4 hour, bro. And also like in this wave here, you see a little bit of a pretty recognizable standard bearish divergence where the wave trends down, but the price has come up at that dynamic resistance level. So a little bit of concern here for Rune, man. You know, the money flow is trending up. You got that going for you. But do you have a lot of bullish cards stacked in your favor backing you up on this? Not necessarily. But yeah, it's a little bit mixed signals, man, not gonna lie. But you did get a good RSI reading. I mean, I don't know, that kind of grew stale, not gonna lie. This kind of played out already. But yeah, I'm seeing some bearish divergence, and we are at a critical dynamic resistance level here with these volume weighted anchors. Anthony T wants to look at BitTensor. Let's take a look. Oof, man. Yeah, you're asking me, you know, like when is this shitcoin going to be saved, you know? Because we're really getting pushed down. And this is a testament to when you've got two big macro anchors overhead, you know, aiming down, like see how like these are aimed down. Look at the slope of these lines. So that when the anchors of this big of a time frame are sloped down, that really pushes the price down. You know, like if these were more sideways like this, we would have a better shot of coming back up and really testing them and assaulting them and undulating more sideways. But because the volume is so steep to the downside, you get this big sharp move down, and the price doesn't even come up to the anchors. It's just getting rejected like before even getting there. So if we go to a smaller time frame, it's too late to call a bottom on this coin, man, because we want these anchors to kind of go a little sideways. You know, this has a little bit more dumpage to go before these anchors like come down, round out, and then they could turn back up for you or not. You know what I'm saying? Right now they're very sloped down. So this is one of the worst looking charts we've been looking at. Mickey says, yeah, everyone says Solana, but I use it daily. Pretty much 1 million users. The network offers valuable airdrops, games, and whatnot. It's the only fast chain. Gets the job done. It definitely is a newer, fast, sleek chain. You know, it gets some heat for breaking down every once in a while. If I'm not mistaken, it's pretty centralized. And it is newer, so it's less time tested, you know. Had some racist things going on, you know. Had some little issues. It's had its hiccups, and you know that when a coin is newer, you know, you got to deal with getting bullied, man. That's a part of being the new kid on the block. Tony says Pepe or Shib. Pepe or Shib. Well, I mean, can we do Pepe Shib? Is that a chart? All right, let's look at Shiba Inu. So we looked at Pepe already, and Pepe was looking like one of the strongest charts we've seen. It's like already over its Q2 anchor. So SHIB, objectively speaking, is not as strong of a chart as Pepe. And look, this song that's playing is a Pepe song. So Pepe is like breaking through the matrix right now and flexing on you, man. Pepe is like, the music of Pepe is turning on automatically. So I gotta go with Pepe, bro. You know, screw Shiba Inu. I gotta go with Pepe, bro. Yeah, Sheep's kind of looking like a lot of other coins, hitting that Q2. Also under the year to date too. So Shib kind of in a little bit of a doldrum, not far away from being in a much better position. It's just got to get there. So wait for it to overcome these sentiments. Don't count on it doing that. The volume is in favor of the bears for now, you know, until things change. Trying to answer all your guys' questions here. Daniel says, what are the anchored VWAP settings? So first of all, to access the anchored VWAP, you go over here to the toolbar, go to your projections, and you click that anchored VWAP. Make sure you star it. And you want to go on a big time frame like the daily, for instance, and anchor it on something like that. Unless you're doing like a monthly anchor or like a quarterly anchor, you could go on the 3-month chart and like just place them on those candles for like quarterly anchors. But you go into the settings and you just select open, high, low, close 4. So that gets you a good average level that the anchor generates from on whatever candle you choose. Make sure you're on standard candles, not Heikin-Ashi, because the Heikin-Ashi warps the raw data into a projection that helps you visualize the trend better. Whereas standard candles are the raw candle data, the price data, you know? So I like to use like exact, I like to keep it exact, keep it on the standard candles. And I don't use these bands. See these bands here? They're okay for like thinking like, oh, where could it pump to? But there's better tools for that. I don't know. It's kind of like you're looking at the shadows dancing on the wall, not the actual people dancing, you know? So I would rather use more other VWAPs than these bands. And that's what the creator of the tool recommends as well, but do whatever you want to do. Looking at Cardano. Let's look at Cardano. Under that April anchor, looking bad. I mean, Cardano from an overall standpoint, look, back in 2021, we were way up here. Cardano really lagging behind this cycle, and on the monthly showing this like bearish trigger wave. So Cardano is just like just lagging behind, man. It's an old cycle, lots of promises, not much delivered, you know. And yeah, we're under a lot of anchors. Look at all these anchors that we're still under, and so it's just simply not the time to have faith in Cardano. You know, it's at a point in history where doubting Cardano is probably gonna pay until we overcome Q2, overcome just this whole, you know, this whole overall narrative of Cardano just shitting the bed. You know, this has to be undone. This is a lot of damage, you know, and so I'd be bullish on Cardano if it went up to 60 cents, you know what I'm saying? But there's no way to call a bottom at, like, when it's in this kind of posture. That's my take on Cardano, bro. Oh yeah, I was just catching up on the chats because I was like scrolled up looking at the altcoin picks. Got a couple others here. Oh, Eco wants me to look at Matic. Looks like there's a short with a daily trigger wave playing out on Matic, bro. There's like a short scalp playing out here. You see that shit? You got a big bearish trigger wave and just this overall downtrend playing out. Like, you had this like money flow bear div on the daily with that higher price, and it's still just grinding down there under that Q2. Are we, let's see, way under the year to date. So yeah, this is just going to be like ranging down here, potential lower low or not, but it's not going to get too exciting from a bullish standpoint until you actually overcome like around 75 cents. Not gonna lie, there's like a daily like short playing on. So yeah, kind of look for more down on this. On the 4 hour, you see a bear div playing out. So you got the dynamic resistance overhead, the blue line, right? And so the price came up, but the waves kind of came down. So you got a standard bearish div there. You got the RSI slipped below 88 on this 4 hour chart. Looks like it's a short started playing out. It's a little like late to enter that short on this 4 hour, but overall it's just like looking like it's bleeding out until further notice, until it can gain some traction and overcome Q2. Then you could potentially in the next couple days or weeks look for potentially a swing long back up to the year to date on Matic. It's just not really the time to do that just yet. Dogecoin, and that's the last altcoin we'll look at. We'll look at the Dogecoin, then I looked at all your guys' alts. Is it true that Dogecoin is a carbon copy of Litecoin? Is that true? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Man, we had a really good rally all the way up to from, like, we were really low, guys, and Doge like swing longed 40% up, 40% pump, and we did come back up and we tapped that. It's like, where do we stop pumping? Right at the Q2 anchor, right there, man. It's beautiful watching, like when we get up to that level, you know it's volume weighted, right? So like, you know that traders are gonna swarm in to either defend or propulse the price through or reject, right? So you see, like, you know, what are the traders doing, and they're definitely, you see that wick, that tall wick, that rejection wick there. Oh man, you know, and then you see what else did you see here on this 4 hour? you see price kind of holding flat, right? But you see the wave overextending, going up. And so it's like a weak hidden div. It would be more convincing if we were actually lower, price was lower, but it's just kind of flat. And so, yeah, the fact that it's not converging, going higher, we stayed under that anchor. You had flat price and increased momentum. That's a hidden bearish divergence. So you had down, you got that hidden div, and then you're going to get more down. You know what I'm saying? So Doge getting rejected off that Q2. Oh, interesting. So, man, Doge really slipped below that year-to-date anchor, but we rallied all the way up through that year-to-date up to the Q2. This is a healthy, so far, you know, it could just be a healthy dump down to the year-to-date where you find some demand, you know, and then Doge could, in theory, start looking real good, man. So look for some support on Doge around 15 cents. See if there's some demand there, some buyers come in. Could be something. Don't just set a limit order there, but look what the price does as we approach that 15-cent level. See if there's a long there, and we can hold in this range, and at least long scalp it back up to the Q2 anchor. Yeah, that's my take on Doge. Big swing long played out though, and a short scalp, all like with these anchors here. So it's doing a good job of obeying the anchors in a way that you can make money with it. So yeah, I'm in favor of anyone who's trading Doge. I'm in favor. And Nathan says Doge and Litecoin are merged in mind. I gotta look more into that, man. That sounds hella weird. That sounds weird, man. Mickey says GG. It was nice chatting, man. Good to have you in. Crunk C says Rip Cardano. Yes, Rip Cardano. Joe Amorosa says, would quarterly VWAP hold more weight because of earnings reports? I mean, quarterly VWAPs are really important anchored VWAPs to look at, bro. Like, I mean, if you look at Bitcoin, yeah, these earnings reports seasons are really important. Like, I mean, look how man. Okay, so this green anchor here is like Q4 on Bitcoin. This is Q4 of 2023. And then we got we got Q1 of 2024, which is our year-to-date anchor. And so we're in a new quarter, right? And so it looks like we're bullish there, but then we dump below. Where do we find support? On the previous quarter's anchored VWAP, you know? And then where do we dump here? So like we had a new quarter. Again, we had this Q2 of 2024. Where do we dump down? We dump down right on the previous quarter's anchor. So Bitcoin's been doing this leapfrog with, you know, like from earnings season to earnings season. A new quarter comes out and Bitcoin's kind of like jumping the gun a bit. And yeah, like it's like the earnings reports come in and it's like, well, we got to take some profits on this shit. You know, it would be healthy if we take profits like every quarter on Bitcoin, you know? So that's what they're doing to Bitcoin right now, is it really wants to go up, but every quarter it starts kind of running up too quick, and so they dump it down, man. I don't know who they is. It's the freaking aliens, man. I don't know, bro. Grayscale, who knows, man? I don't know, bro. But just sellers in general dump it down, and we end up finding demand at the previous quarter's anchor. So that's like, I guess that's just the way I'm describing the market right now, is like, you know, you get a quarter running up a little too high, dump it down. There's nothing wrong with dumping it down to a healthier demand zone and just giving it a healthier appearance, giving the chart a healthier appearance overall. Yeah. The grayscales. That sounds like a type of alien, dude. The grayscales. Yeah. Yeah, man. Awesome. Well, so it was good chat with you guys, man. I literally like just flew back home, you know, from Vegas, and like I had a headache. I haven't even showered yet. all that stuff. But I was really excited to jump in to the stream and give you guys an update, just because it's been like a whole week and like a lot of stuff happened. The S&P was looking nutty. I had to show you, I had to come in and talk about how the S&P really gave us the shocker. You know what I mean? We're back over Q2, looking pretty strong for the time being. So I posted this on Twitter because I guess this is a good sign for cryptos, right? If the S&P is doing good, not sure, but usually they correlate. ETH BTC unfortunately was not able to really fully rebound. We kind of slammed back down, man. ETH BTC like Buzz Lightyear and collapse. It's like ETH's just a toy, man, you know. So ETH's back down in the doldrums in regards to Bitcoin, but it did have a little pop there. Bitcoin is now over the poop line, but we're still facing the Q2 sentiment being bearish, despite the fact that we've reclaimed the year to date, and the year still has a chance of being bullish for us. And so that's where I'm at with everything, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be back tomorrow.